let's go over the strat. I want to go over exactly what we're looking at. These signals, some of you guys need to clarify. I need to clarify with you why they come up and what we're looking at. Hey, Chris. Hey, Russ. Hey, Manuel. Good morning. Hey, Leo. Good morning. Hey, Steve. Good morning. So, Gerald, sub the video. We got GDP coming out at 8:28 or 8:30. It's 8:28 right now, so heads up on that. Let's go over the strat real quick. So let's take a look at the last 60 days on the strat, and then I want to show you why and when this will come up, and we'll go over some setups today and make sure you understand on why it's doing what it's doing. So first of all, we have our overall trend filter. We have a green parallel lines that come up. That is our 30-year back-tested trend filter that lets us know when a possible setup, buy setup is coming up or a sell setup. So that's with overall trend direction. So what happens is that you can dictate what and when you want this retracement to enter on the strategy, meaning how deep you want the retracement to enter, meaning do you want a deep liquidity grab or a shallow liquidity grab? So this is one of my deepest liquidity grabs. We'll go over the last 60 days. I'll show you the results on it and why I like deep liquidity grabs. What you can do is the strategy, what it'll do is it will look for these deep zones to look for a entry on a pullback. So how I have it programmed, but some of you guys had questions yesterday. It's a simple break retest of this zone. So if you come down to the zone and you get inside of the zone and you get pulled in the zone, you're going to get a buy signal. If you are below the zone and you come below the zone and you come inside the zone and you do not break the zone and you get a pull-in candle, it will get a pull-in candle such as that. So when you need to be breaking inside the zone or at inside the zone. Now, what I'm going to show you, I like to run the 930 to this is a 1135 chart. I like to run the 930 to 4 o'clock trades, because any time before that, if you're using a 1135, you should be using a smaller Renko chart because the volume is just not there in the S&P. So we've had a couple signals this morning before 9:30, and it just, you don't get a lot of strength in the market before 9:30 unless there's news coming out like GDP. So we'll possibly have a setup coming in the next hour. But typically, you want to run it the trading hours. You can run, I run the U.S. equities RTH on the overall strategy. That shows all trades from 9:30 New York open to New York close at 4 o'clock. So that way you don't get any, you're dealing with the highest volume in the market. Now, some of you like to trade the London Open, which is great. So you usually get some nice moves there. But typically, all your trades are going to be from that 9:30 to 4 o'clock. So the strategy, what you can do is it is customizable on how deep a zone that you want to go on a retracement. But what I have for you members is that I show you when we get into a deep zone, such as this is a deeper zone. So you can customize it to get these shallow zones also, where if you wanted to get the shallow zones on these two sell setups like that, that's a shallow zone pullback. You can do that also. So let's go back the last 60 days and just look at the performance on taking 4 contracts and looking at a 1135. And let's just go into getting into these zones on a break retest trade. So remember, past performance is not indicative of future results. I know GDP is coming out here, so we'll get this off here in a second. But what I've done with the strat also is I put slippage into the strat. So if you do market replay, you're going to pretty much get right around this fill when you put the strat on. So you're going to see what type of performance you're going to get based upon the Renko size that you're using. So, and I'm going to show you members on the software on the different ones that we can use. But this is a 1/135 chart, 1/135 U.S. equities RTH, only showing trades from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. So this will show you all the trades, every single one, from 9:30 to 4 o'clock the last 60 days, from yesterday or today all the way back 60 days, trading days. So this is what I'm using. You can use different Renko sizes. You can change this to any size that you want and see what type of results you get when you get into these zones. Now, like I said, I have a deeper zone. That's one of my deepest zones I like to use on this. So let's go over the performance, and we'll go over to see what type of reaction we're getting out of these zones. So we're doing just around just under 88% on it. Now this is a big contract, so you can do the micros also. So this is just recently in July, and then there's the June data also. But you can see that it likes to react off of these lower zones. The cumulative net profit curve was real nice on it based upon the reaction we're getting out the deeper zones. Now remember, past performance is not indicative of future results. So just remember that, but it just shows you the reaction we do get off of these liquidity grabs, where they like to push it down, they like to react off of it, and they like to push the market up. So it's done quite well the past 60 days, ever since June 1st. Now you can go back to market replay on this and get similar results, because I added slippage into we're not going to replay 90 days or 60 days on market replay, because we're getting about the same results because what I've done, I've added the fill to be right outside the close of that candle. That's when you're going to get fill plus or minus a few ticks. So we're right there at that edge of the candle. So when you run this on market replay, I mean, I would first find the results you want to get. We show you the deep zones and shallow zones and the Renkos to get you started. But if you want to customize this to different markets, you're going to pretty much know what type of results we're looking at in live market conditions, because it will emulate the fill plus or minus 1 or 2 ticks, typically right after that yellow candle forms. So you can use this as an indicator too. This is an alert system. So this alert system can fire off. So when you come down into a deep zone like this and you're hitting it and you get a reversal candle, you can have an alert system on your speakers that you're in a possible zone reversal. You can see yesterday it actually went long and then it went short right away and got that big giant run yesterday. The strategy did. I don't know if some of you guys were watching that. It turned out yesterday to be profitable at the end of the day, even after the initial reversal candle showed a push up and then it reversed back down. And traders had questions, why would it do that? That's because you're still in the zone. As long as that it is in our a zone and it does start pushing one direction, if it immediately reverses, that means the market has changed sentiment. It immediately got short and it had that real big sell-off. The strategy actually caught all that, to the downside. So end up being net profit for the day, the strat yesterday, off of those 3 signals. So what you want to do then is that you can do it a couple ways. You can do for these deeper zone pullbacks. What we're essentially trying to do is you're trying to catch the wrongly positioned traders that's trading the market against the overall push. So remember, there's one way I program for you deep zone traders, how I programmed it is if you just get a natural pullback into the zone, that's going to be a natural V top into it. It's going to get short right when that yellow candle forms, and then it's going to go net short. You're going to have your stop in, you're going to have your trail in, and so on. Another way to do it, I have it. Let's say it's still red. The trend is breaking out to the other side though, and Thomas, you had a question this yesterday. Why would it go long then back short? Because it was still inside the zone. It's still a break retest trade, and that should come down inside of it, and you should see the market like we did yesterday on that giant sell-off that the strat caught. So what you could do is, as an indicator based, if we do an indicator, you can qualify the setups. So if we look at the indicator, we talked about this yesterday, you're going to first find the trend. Where are the buy and sell zones with trend, and then the pulling candle. That's your three main goals. So if I look when these come up, as this week's sell-off, if you strictly want to use this as an indicator and not a strategy, you want to see these sell zones. You want to come into the sell zone and see a yellow candle reversal right at the sell zone. Now, yesterday, this is what happened, and the strat still worked out great. Yesterday, we had this initial reversal inside of our buy zone. So this is our buy zone, but then the sentiment of the market changed immediately and went the other way. Well, the strat just went short immediately right away. 26, it got down to, it was almost a 26-point drop in the S&P. It caught most of it, ended up getting stopped out at that level on the strategy. So it caught that big move. So even with the stop, it's programmed to stop. It was inside the zone, came right up to our other zone, and it caught that move down. So it actually ended up being net profitable yesterday based upon using that strategy zone. It caught this trade, and then it caught this trade right there. So when you see these come up, you can use it a couple ways. We can use it as an indicator where you get the alert system here. You get the alert system, or you can use it as a strategy. So if you use it as a strategy, it would fill the same way that you would as an indicator. So if you are going long or short inside of the zone, the strategy is going to be the same as the indicator. So if the indicator goes long here at this level, that's when the strategy will go long also. So they really mirror each other. So it just depends how you want to do it. If you want to look for just an indicator-based system, you can use it to find the deep zones. Or if you want to use it as a strategy-based system, you can tell it what Renko size you want to use first of all. So if I wanted to go down to a smaller Renko size, we could do that also. Let's say a 120, 112. It's still going to be the same thing. You're going to get the pull in. I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. You members, let's go back so that it don't take too long to load. But you can change your Renko size. It's still the zones are still going to be static, and we're still going to look for the same type of reversal. And then if you want to use an indicator, you can see when they get inside of our sell or buy zones with overall trend direction. Like if you didn't want to take, if you want to only take trend zones only when it's red or green, you can wait till it comes inside of that zone and look for the buy or sell zone based upon the that. So you can drop these zones down. And let's say I want to drop down to a smaller zone, you can do that to our normal zone for shallow retracements. All these are on the members download page on how to do it. So you can look for shallow retracements or deeper retracements. The one I just showed you was our deepest retracement we like to use, and that you can you're able to put that on as far as that goes. If you want more shallow retracements like this is yesterday's shallow retracement. You got some nice trades into the close. Here's an M top, nice sell off from 06 down to 96. It was a 10-point move. You're still going to get some nice trades as far as the into the shallows also. So today, what we'll do is we'll look for, as the market's moving, we're going to look for the market to, it's around 8:43. The trades are typically on a 1:35, 9:30 to 4 o'clock. That's when we're going to look for setups. So that's when the volume will pick up. But that's when you want to really start looking for setups. You want to start looking for setups from 9:30 to 4. Start seeing these signals start firing off. That's when you can have the strategy, like I said, to only take trades during certain times. You don't have to let the strat run, obviously, 24 hours. You want to watch it, but you can let this strategy run during the high volume market hours. So right now we're waiting for a trend to get established. It's around 8:45. Once it gets established, we're going to look for some signals inside and outside these zones. And like I said, 9:30 to 4 o'clock, we should get some nice ones today with GDP getting released. We should have some nice buy and sell zones that should be activated. The strategy won't start from what I like to do. I like to activate it from 9:30 to 4, let it start running. The actual strat, that's when I'm going to start talking some setups on it. So we'll see if we can pick up a nice day like we did yesterday. They had a pretty decent day yesterday on the strategy. So we'll see what if we can pick that up again. The big trade happened at 9:40 yesterday, that big sell-off. We'll see if we can get another when the New York opens up here in about 45 minutes, and we can get some more moves here this morning. So if you want to go with trend, obviously if you're trading the indicator-based system, we're inside the zone. You don't want to take these. If you're trading it as an indicator-based system with alert system, if it's red, if it's a red, total red, the strategy, you can do this because it takes both sides of the market inside the zone in case it switches over on you. But if you're just looking for trend only, what we want to do is we want to see these yellow candles form with trend only. Right now, trend is down. We're red. We want to get the market start selling off, go up to the sell zone, get a yellow candle, and that's going to be our sell setup. That's ideally what you want to do if you're trading just the indicator, because if you trade the strategy, it's going to take all the trades inside the zones, and then you won't miss out on trying to cherry pick the perfect trade, because then the strat's going to take all of them, and it has its predefined stop loss and its targets. So let's wait till around 9:30, New York Open. We are in a possible move down right now. Once we start lining up with the overall trend filter, we'll start looking for some setups. All right, so I'll be back in a few, and we're looking right now. We're in a move down, so we're looking for a possible sell-off and then a retracement into the sell zones, and then we can get busy here this morning. It's been pretty quiet. Like I said, typically before 9:30, it's like this. 9:30 to 4, we'll see if we can activate some good trades like yesterday.